Why is this not recording?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It was really hard to get that out. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiki. Let's start over. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiki. Today's episode of Meals for Maximum Weight Loss is going to be super simple. I wanted to give you guys like a really realistic, doable couple meals. This is literally how I eat most days, just like super plain. I'm also going to show you guys some prepping tips, and I'm going to cover some of the questions you guys have had about, not being able to lose those stubborn pounds, bowel movements, and stretch marks and loose skin. And do I have any? And also, I am going to be hosting, along with the incomparable High Carb Hannah and the beautiful Chelsea May Cullen, an Eat Your Veg Challenge, and that's going to be starting on Monday, June 1st. We're going to be doing this exclusively on Instagram, so make sure you are following High Carb Hannah if you're like one of the few people that doesn't know who she is. Make sure you're following her, and make sure you're following Chelsea May Cullen and myself, and also follow the Eat Your Veg Challenge account, because that's where we're going to be posting your guys' stories and your food. So make sure you guys tag Eat Your Veg Challenge in your stories so that we can be tagging you and sharing your stories to our stories as well. So the purpose of this challenge is just to get you guys in the habit of eating more vegetables. We're wanting you guys to do the 50-50 plate. We don't care what is on the other side of your plate. We just want you to focus this week on the vegetable side to get into the habit of eating half your plate full of veggies. We're going to be doing giveaways as well, so make sure you check us out and participate. So again, just to remind you guys, the 50-50 plate of half non-starchy veggies and half starchy veggies is how I was able to lose almost 70 pounds. This is how High Carb Hannah lost 70 pounds and has kept it off for years. Also, Chelsea May Cullen has lost 40 pounds, and we were just eating tons of whole plant-based foods in these proportions, not portions, proportions. So 50-50. So we just want to get you guys in the habit of eating more this way so you can be successful in losing the weight you want to lose and getting back the health that you need to get back. So I'm not gonna lie, when High Carb Hannah had the idea to start this challenge and she sent me a message asking me if I wanted to help her and Chelsea host this, I kind of peed my pants, because this is High Carb Hannah. Can we just like take a moment and appreciate all that High Carb Hannah is and has done for the whole food plant-based community? When I saw I had a message from her, I like literally ran around screaming and dancing and telling my husband like, oh my God, High Carb Hannah just messaged me. He was on a work meeting, so that didn't go well. But of course, I played it cool and I texted her back and was like, yeah, that would be totally awesome. I may have included like 20 exclamation points, which may have given away my, giddy excitement. But yeah, it's gonna be a ton of fun. So make sure you guys check us out on Instagram and let's get that challenge rolling. Okay, so breakfast for me is really pretty much the same every day. I lately have loved having mushrooms and spinach as my vegetable in the morning. So I'm just gonna cook up 8 ounces of mushrooms and I'll water saute those. And then I like to add a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder to flavor that up as well. So now that my mushrooms have cooked down and it only takes a few minutes, I'm gonna add several big handfuls of spinach and just let it wilt down, and then it's ready to eat. All right, so now it's ready to go. All right, so to save time in the morning, because I don't particularly love making oatmeal every morning. I have been lately, but I'm over it, so I'm going back to pre-cooking my oats. What I do is I take 4 days worth and I cook it in the Instapot. So if you eat half a cup of dried oats a day, if that's what you measure out before you cook it, then cook up 2 cups of oats, and then you can put them in a nice rectangular dish and put them in the fridge, and then just cut them up evenly so you have 4 days worth. So see, it's like this nice little section you can pull out, and then I just mash it down and I add some water, and then I'm gonna pop this in the microwave and then add all my fruit to it. All right, so now my oats are nice and hot, and I always add a banana. Actually, first, I'm gonna add some almond extract. It's like my favorite in oats. It has like a really strong like cherry flavor almost. So I like adding that, and then my banana. And then I love frozen blueberries. All right, and that is like a super quick and easy breakfast. Again, I really am loving this. So I make about 4 days worth. You can make more. I just can't fit a bigger container in my fridge because I have so much fruit and veggies in there to feed my kids that eat constantly. So I have to do it like 4 days at a time. But you can get like bigger containers and do a whole week's worth if you want. So I know now you guys are gonna ask, what do I put on my vegetables to give them more flavor? Do I eat them just like this? And honestly, most days I don't put anything on them anymore, mostly out of sheer laziness, and I enjoy how it tastes like that. But I do occasionally love to put this traditional balsamic vinegar on it. It's super sweet. They don't add sugar to it. It's just naturally sweet and it's really syrupy. I will link this in the description box for you guys as well as the discount code for that. There's also lots of other options. You can put on like a sweet chili sauce. That would be good. And then I love these coconut aminos teriyaki sauce and garlic sauce. Those are also really yummy to put on top. All right, so troubleshooting weight loss. So I do still continue to hear from those of you that are, just those last 5-10 pounds away from where you want to be and you're struggling to see any weight loss. And really, gosh, those last like 5-10 pounds can be such a bear to get off. And at this point, you guys know that I don't really like talking about restricting calories or needing to do things like that. But if you're really struggling to get these last 5 to 10 pounds off, then you are at some point going to need to dilute your calories a little bit more. And it's really simple. The way you do that is by eating more vegetables and less starch. Now, when you have a lot of weight to lose, 200 calories here and 200 calories there is not really going to slow down your weight loss. When I first started eating this way, I still had quite a bit of weight to lose. And so the weight was just like melting off. But the closer I got to my current weight, my weight loss really slowed down. So if you have like completely stalled out with the way that you're eating, so let's say that you are eating a 50-50 plate or that you're eating 2/3, 1/3 plate. So you're eating 2/3 vegetables and 1/3 starch, and you're not losing any more weight, then I would recommend you guys look at your snacking, because a lot of times it's like your meals will look really good, but then like you grab a handful of raisins here and 4 rice cakes there and 5 peaches here. I don't know what you snack on, but it can add up, quickly to 400 or 500 calories when that was actually the deficit that you needed to maintain in order to lose a pound that week, or even like a half a pound. So if it were me, then I would make sure that I'm having a big salad or a big soup before I move on to my 50-50 plate or my 2/3, 1/3 plate. And if that is not helping me, then I would really make sure and kind of lock down the snacking and switch from having as much fruit as I want to maybe just snacking on unlimited amounts of vegetables. I personally, like, if your body is fighting you this hard, like not wanting to budge weight, and you're eating really, really well and you're following everything that you know to follow, you know me, I would just like make your peace with it and like go on and enjoy the sexy that you have. Like, I know for me, like if I were to try to like thin out more, I would have to manage how much fruit I take in, how much starch I take in, and I don't like want to really have to watch that other than it going from my plate to my mouth. But it's all personal choice. So if the meal part looks good, then really take a look at the snacking. Also, for those last 5-10 pounds, you might need to increase the exercise. I, during weight loss, didn't need to, but a lot of people do. So, go for a jog, hop on a bike, do some HIIT workouts, and then make sure everything looks really good diet-wise, and you guys should see success. All right, so this is kind of a funny question that I get a lot. I get like a lot of messages about bowel movements, and a lot of you guys are asking, you know, I mean, it's all over the spectrum. Like some of you are experiencing constipation, some of you are experiencing having to go to the bathroom a lot of times in a day, and is it normal? The answer is yes to all of it. So I know like for myself, I did have a lot more bowel movements like the first few weeks when I started a whole food plant-based diet. But then I like got constipated and I don't know why. And I kind of struggled with constipation for a couple weeks until my body figured itself out. I made sure to drink a bunch of water and my body eventually like mellowed out, but I did feel bloated and uncomfortable for about 2 weeks. But my husband kind of dealt with the bloating and uncomfortableness for a couple months, you know, so everybody's flora is different in their gut, and that can really have an impact on how quickly your body adjusts to all the fiber. But that's basically what's happening is you're like now all of a sudden dumping all of this fiber into your body, and your body's also learning to digest things that you have not given it a whole bunch of or haven't given it before at all. So I know like when I started this, I was eating a lot more broccoli and kale and beans and everything, a lot more of everything than I ever had, because before I was eating a lot of bread and a lot of white bread. So yeah, it was like a shock to my system. So now, like I personally, and sorry if this is too much information, but you guys asked me, I do go number 2 like 3 to 4 times a day. As far as I know, that's normal. It can be normal. It's fine. Like, I'm not sore or anything. So to those of you that have said that you're going like so many times a day and is that okay? Like as far as I know, like it's okay as long as you're not like shooting out water, you know, and getting dehydrated. Like it'll be fine. Like you want to have like soft serve ice cream consistency in the toilet, you know. Yeah, but it should be okay. I enjoy pooping that much. Like I feel cleaned out every time, and I'm always surprised like how empty I feel. So, and if you're experiencing a lot of bloating and gas, like it's so normal, and it really just takes your body time to adjust to digesting all of these new foods and in the amounts that you're giving them to your body. But if you are in like severe pain, do like reach out to your doctor and make sure you don't have anything else going on, and maybe you just need to like ease into having so many vegetables, maybe cook them a little longer. You know, if you're gonna have broccoli and brown rice, maybe do like broccoli and white rice. Just give your body some time to like learn to digest more fiber, and then dump in more fiber with the brown rice later after your body's like, okay, we know how to digest broccoli. You know, little things like that. Just take your time, ease into it if you're having a lot of trouble with it. All right, so lunch today is gonna be super simple. It's one of my current favorites today. So I'm gonna just get this asparagus trimmed and washed up, and then I'm gonna steam it up and show you guys what else I'm gonna make. Okay, so while my asparagus steams up, I'm gonna go ahead and make the masa cakes. Now, I know on the Maximum Weight Loss Program, Dr. McDougall likes to have all refined products cut out, and this is corn that's been ground up into a flour. But he does allow for corn tortillas. So I basically did this while I was losing weight. I would make like these thicker masa cakes, and they were so stinking filling that I found that I actually ate less if I had masa cakes. So it's super easy. I just buy some masa at the store. And during weight loss, I only used a 1/4 cup because I wasn't exercising a ton. I was just walking. But if I eat this nowadays, which I do, it's like my favorite recently, I use 1/2 cup because I'm a lot more active than I was when I was losing weight, and I need more calories. So all you do is put your masa in a bowl and then just add a little water, and you just want it to come together. You want to be able to form little balls. Okay, that's perfect. You don't want it to get too wet. You want it to stick to itself. So it's not a big deal if you get too wet, just add a little more masa. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna split this in half and make 2 balls, just like that. And then I've got some parchment paper. You can use wax paper, whatever. I'm just gonna set that on there and fold this over and just pat this down. Now you don't want it to get too thin. You want it to be kind of thick like that. And so now I'm just gonna pop these on my hot pan and grill them up. All right, so I heated up my pan on medium high, and I don't put anything in the pan. I just throw these guys in there and let them crisp up. All right, so they've been browning for just a few minutes on one side, and see, I'm just gonna, oh, it's a little bright. There you go. See how nice and golden it gets? I'm gonna flip it over for another few minutes and then they'll be done. And be careful, you don't want them to dry out. So it's like literally, oh my gosh, my hair, sorry guys, like professional. You don't want them to dry out. So they really only take like another minute max on the other side. All right, so my masa cakes are done. They're so amazing. And like I said, they're super filling. So I have taken some oil-free refried beans that honestly came from a can today because I am super busy today. And they're oil-free, organic. It's a great option if you're busy or working or you just don't like to cook. So I already heated them up. So I'll have this with these beans. And then on the beans, I like to add just some jarred salsa. Of course, you can make yours from scratch if you want. And then pickled onions. Oh my gosh, guys, if you haven't tried pickled onions, they're seriously the best thing. We grew up eating these. I can't imagine not making these every week to have. I will link the video for these in the description box. They're super easy to make. So there's some pickled onions on there. Of course, some cilantro, you guys know me, and some smoky habanero sauce. I will link this in the description box. I don't know if they ship, then I will link them for you guys. They're made here in Colorado in Boulder. So I don't know if they ship, but I will put it in the description box if they do. Guys, and that will keep you full for hours. Alright guys, there's my 50-50 plate again. This is how I was able to lose and keep all the weight off. Just a big 50% of my plate full of vegetables, the other side full of starchy vegetables. If you want to put stuff on your asparagus, you totally can. You can put like some maple and mustard on there, teriyaki sauce, like whatever. I might squeeze a little lemon on here, but for the most part, I do just eat it plain these days because all of the way it tastes just like that, and I'm a little lazy. So the bean mixture I will eat with the masa case, kind of like a chip or a tortilla. This is so filling, guys. Like, you will not have to think about eating for hours and hours. I loved eating these growing up as a kid. They always kept us full, which is probably why my mom gave them to us. I should make my kids eat them more because then they don't ask me for snacks all the time. Okay, so you guys asked me a lot about, did I have a lot of loose skin after losing almost 70 pounds? What about stretch marks? Do I have any? And you guys also asked me how I got so muscular and what can you do to get, you know, the muscle definition that I have. So loose skin, that is something that I really have been fortunate with and don't have a whole lot of. And the only thing I can figure is genetics. So we all gain weight different ways. And in my family, and on both sides of my family, actually, we are what I affectionately call PTB, which is prone to barrel. I heard somebody say that like years ago, and I think it was like Rob Deerdick on Ridiculousness on MTV or something like that. Anyway, PTB, prone to barrel, because when any of us in my family gain weight, we just like barrel out. We're just like barrels on top. Our legs get thicker, but they don't, get that much thicker. We don't have cellulite. So cellulite is something like I've never dealt with. Even 70 pounds overweight, I did not have much, if any, cellulite on my butt or on my leg. I've just been really fortunate with that, but it's all genetics. Our faces get really full, our arms get big, and then like our stomachs and back just get huge. We just get like barrels, but we don't get kind of like we don't get like squishy in my family, and we don't have like guts that hang. We just get like these big, that's all I can keep saying, guys, is we just like in my family gain weight in barrels. That's how we look. Now, stretch marks is a different story. I have lots of stretch marks, and I have pretty big stretch marks as well. And I have them on my stomach that I got during pregnancy. I have them on my hips from being so overweight, and I do have them on my butt cheeks as well. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you like all the stretch marks I have. See, look at that. And they're not small. They're big stretch marks. Those are from having babies. And like I have this gnarly one up here from having my appendix removed. And that's where they went in. They went in 3 places. They went in here, here, and down here. And I also have a C-section scar. They went in on top of that. But as you can see, like I do have all these stretch marks. And then I have a lot of stretch marks on both sides of my hips. Look at this. You know, on my butt cheeks, do for sure. And I didn't get any under my arms. So, but what I also want you guys to see is like, see, like I have extra skin. I don't have a ton, but it's definitely there. See, and it just kind of like hangs right there. Yeah. So, you know, my stomach is my stomach. It is what it is, and I'm not mad about it. So yeah, so just remember, like, Instagram is Instagram, you know, and this right here, this is real life. And here's the thing, like, I'm not mad about it. I'm super grateful for the health that I've been able to recover. I am at a healthy weight. I feel energetic. You know, all of my health issues have cleared up. So yeah. All right. And so now the question of how did I get so muscular and muscle tone and all of that? I know you guys aren't going to like this answer, but a lot of it is genetics as well. Like the Mayan people are a very muscular, sturdy group of people. All of my family members, even when we're overweight, we look solid. We've got lots of muscle on our legs. And the same goes on my mom's side. They're just a really like sturdy family. And I was an athlete. I was a competitive athlete growing up. I was a competitive figure skater. So I developed those muscles really young. And so when I was able to lose weight and get fit again, you know, all that muscle memory came back, and it's just always been really easy for me to put on muscle. I can't say exactly what would help you build muscle. It's an area that I've never struggled with, and I can pretty much like just do some squats 3 days a week, you know, do some light body weight work 3 days a week, and I stay muscular. So it's just genetics for me. You know, I encourage you guys not to compare your bodies to mine or anybody else's. You are uniquely you. Your body is your body, and let that be the best body it can be for you. Don't compare yourself to what my body looks like or what the next person's body looks like. You know, don't waste time in that space, and don't waste time feeling bad about how you look. There is only one of you. And honestly, like, feeling beautiful is a choice. Like, if I believe that I'm beautiful, then I am freaking beautiful, right? You know, you can't wait to meet some standard that society has created or that you've created in your mind, especially if it's making you miserable. The day I decided to start working on changing my view of myself and believing that I was beautiful no matter my size, no matter what I looked like, that was the day my life changed. And it was a process and it took time, but you get to a place where you are completely confident in yourself and who you are. You love the way you look. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, and it doesn't matter what anybody else looks like. If you want to be pretty, believe you're pretty. The problem's in here, not here. All right, so dinner time is definitely when I feel the most lazy about cooking. So I like to have things already made. So I always have steamed potatoes already done. I steam them up in my Instapot at the beginning of each week. I need to steam some more because now I'm down to like the last 1.5. And I keep those in the fridge, that way I can just mash them up and heat them up and be ready to eat. So I've got some steamed broccoli here, and I'm gonna put that on the other half of my plate. Go. And then on my potatoes and my broccoli, I'm gonna make like a queso dip. So I have my cheese sauce, which I'll link in the description box for you guys. And then I'm just gonna add some of that jarred salsa from earlier. And bam, there's some good queso. And I'm just gonna put that over my broccoli and my potatoes. Now, if you have a lot of weight to lose, I think it's fine to put in the little bit of cashews that the recipe calls for. But if you're down to that last like 5-10 pounds, you're down to that nitty gritty point, then I would opt for the fat-free one. And I show you guys in there how to do that. Of course, a little cilantro. And I'm gonna put some more of this Harry's habanero on because it's so smoky and delicious, and I'm really loving it today. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys real quick how to make potato chips in your microwave. You guys message me a lot saying you really miss having something crunchy and then you just go completely off plan and down a bag of chips. So I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make them in the microwave without any oil. And I would rather you like go eat a plate full of homemade potato chips that don't have any oil and use that to satisfy that need or craving that you have for something salty and crunchy than to like go and down a bag of fried greasy potato chips and then feel terrible about it later. Okay, so all you're gonna do is take your clean potato, and if you have a mandolin, this is best because it cuts them nice and thin. Okay, so I have like the thin slices thing on there, and then I'm gonna just use this thing to hold it when you get closer, like don't cut your fingers. But see, it makes these nice little thin potato chips. And all you need is a plate with some paper towels. They also sell these like trays that you can put these in to put in the microwave. And I will try to find one and link one for you guys. I totally want one, but just haven't gotten around to it. Okay, just like that. And I loved eating the vinegar and salt chips. So I've got white vinegar in this little spray bottle. And so I'm just gonna spray some vinegar on them and then give them like a super light sprinkle of salt. They get really salty really fast, so just be careful. All right, so all I'm gonna do is put this in the microwave for 4 to 5 minutes. It just depends on how powerful your microwave is. Mine is not really powerful, so it might take you guys less. I don't know. So I'm gonna put this in for 4 minutes and then we'll check them. All right. All right, guys, here they are. I'm gonna take them off of here. They kind of do stick to the paper towel a little bit, which is why the tray thing is so nice, but they're nice and crispy. Or it does the trick, guys. Oh my gosh. And this one has a little bit of the paper towel in it, but doesn't bother me. Give it a try. Mine ended up taking 5 minutes in the microwave, but like I said, I have like a really small, like not powerful microwave. So just start with like 3 or 4 minutes and see how it goes. All right, guys, so that is it for me today. Come and join us for the challenge on Instagram. Make sure you check us out. I will post everything in the description box for you guys. It's gonna be a ton of fun. It's a great way to get support and be part of a community that is all trying to learn to eat more vegetables and do the 50-50 plate just like you. Remember to keep this journey about health and not just about the skinny. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.